Hi everybody, the app and website that I explored was Seesaw. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Seesaw. I had a little exposure to it last year. My son, there's a picture of him, was in first grade and his teacher used the Seesaw app. And it is a communication tool with parents, so I had some familiarity with it, but having explored it for this class, I've realized there's a lot more to it than I originally realized. So this is the main page of Seesaw. And as just to give you a brief overview, if you're not familiar with it, Seesaw gives you the ability to communicate with parents, share their child's work with them. It gives you access to activities for your classroom based on grade, subject, or interests. It also gives the ability for students to complete activities and share them with their classroom teacher, their classmates, and parents. And it gives you the ability to message families as a group or privately about various classroom activities or their individual student. Overall, the site just offers features for parents, for teachers, for students, for all of us. It's a great forum for sharing and communication. And throughout my little presentation here, hopefully that sticks out to you because the communication feature for me was something that stuck out the most. So let's go over, this is the main page here if you had created an account as a teacher. You have your classroom name up here. You can pick a cute little icon if you want. It designates you as the teacher. And then all of these that we can click on here, these little icons, are the different features. So we'll start here with Journal. So if we click into Journal, here is where each of your students would be registered within. They each have their own login to get into Seesaw, and they can post pictures, they can post videos, they can do assigned activities, and everything that is posted in goes into their individual student work. Newest to oldest as far as their activities. And at the very top here, the class journal shows everybody's activities, again, newest to oldest, that have been completed within the entire classroom. This is something I would definitely integrate into my classroom. It gives kids some creativity. I think it's a fun way for them to share their work with you and with their peer group. And again, it's all monitored, which is really nice, and it has to be teacher approved before it goes live to everyone, so nothing inappropriate can go on there. But I can definitely see where this is a really neat way to communicate within the classroom with each other and utilizing technology. And then you can also share these things with their parents, keeping them involved in the classroom. If we go on to activities themselves, so here is where we can actually share different activities for students to do or schedule activities for future lessons, or archive activities where we can keep them long term. And I'll show you more about searching for activities in just a minute. But here you can see there's a few activities that I posted for the whole class that they're supposed to complete, and it'll tell me how many people did them, in this case 0, how many people didn't respond, things like that. And then if we go over to Inbox, here is where we have the ability to message students or families. And I think this is another feature I would integrate into the classroom because you could easily message all your students and say, hey, reminder, we have gym class tomorrow, wear sneakers. We have library, don't forget your books. But you can also message the parents, which is nice, and remind them, make sure your kid has his library books before class tomorrow. And you can narrow this down and send just individual students or parents information, the whole class or a particular group. So that's a nice feature to it. Then if we go over to skills, this particular part is where you can see student progress, and you can actually assign specific skills to students and rate them based on this star rating system over here. This is a Seesaw Plus activity where you have to pay for this feature, but it is available if you want to utilize it, which is nice. And then on the end here, we have blog. So you can share the work that you're doing or that your students are doing via Seesaw, and you can share it globally. Again, part of this whole communication that is so stands out to me with this app. So let's go back over here. And I want to explore a little bit further the activities. If we click into the green circle, here is where we can browse all the activities available. And I'm going to go into that browse feature. And you have two things here. You have the Seesaw Library, which is all the activities that they're offering. And then your library, where you're saving things for your own personal use for your class. And then you can narrow it down by grade, which is nice. And you can narrow your search down by subjects, which they're pretty extensive. They have a lot of different subjects you can pick from. And then you'd search and find activities that you need for your classroom. And these activities can be completed through the app, or they also offer the ability to print things, which is nice if you wanted to use it that way. And I could see myself in my own classroom integrating this as far as having them complete activities in here and also just using it for ideas for my own lesson plans. So you can also search down here for things that are trending. So we'll click on Dr. Seuss with his birthday here. He's trending. So then it's different activities that other teachers have utilized and are sharing and saying, this is a good activity, it worked for my classroom. So I think that's a really nice thing. It's a great way, again, communication. In this particular case, it's communication with colleagues, not just in your classroom, but with other schools and other classrooms. So going back to this main page again here, I just wanted to touch on the privacy for this particular site. You do have to get parental consent to use this site if you are under 13 years of age. So you would have to have parents sign off that it would be okay for their children to use it. And they do comply with FERPA. And then that other nice thing too is that the teacher has a lot of control. You can manage what students and parents can see and what they can comment on. And any new items that someone posts, whether it be a parent or a student, have to be approved by the teacher first. So, and like I said, when I talk about comments, so if someone posts anything, my son posted this photo. So I liked it, but if you want to comment on it, the teacher would first have to approve whatever your commentary was, so you can make sure that everything is appropriate. And when I think about the IST standards in connection to this particular site, the idea of creative communicator really sticks out to me. This website gives the students the ability to be the communicators. They can share all kinds of different things with not only their teacher and their peers and their parents. And I just think that's a really neat ability that they can share it with so many different forums through one app. And it also gives, again, that communication feature really sticks out to me because the teachers can communicate with the parents and really incorporate them into the classroom and into the activities that are going on day to day. So to me, I think this is definitely a site and an app that I would use, and I hope that you guys got a little more information about it, and it's something that you can use in your own classrooms. Thank you.